right, we'll look forward to it, Dave. Thank you. 4 days to Minnesota and Wisconsin's primary elections. In Wisconsin, that includes 2 Republicans battling it out in the 74th Assembly District, which covers parts of Douglas, Ashland, Sawyer, and Iron counties. Northern News Now's Cara Kopp spent time with both men today.
Incumbent Chance Green.
We didn't get everything we wanted to get done.
And Scott Harbridge.
Madison, to me, has just become, I'll just call it a nightmare.
Going head-to-head next Tuesday, hoping voters pick them as the State Assembly District 74 Republican candidate.
I was really proud to be a part of some things this last session.
Local business owner and current seat holder Chance Green says during his time in Madison, he has made a splash, specifically mentioning the part he played in getting the Shared Revenue Package Act passed.
That got a lot of well-needed revenue to small municipalities such as townships and little municipalities in northern Wisconsin.
Green saying that if reelected, he wants to address roads, inflation, EMS, and fire next session. Also on the ballot is Harbridge, who is stepping onto the political stage for the first time.
I'm hoping to bring a little bit of a change of how Madison runs.
The Army Airborne veteran says his priorities, if elected, he wants to focus on giving the people of northern Wisconsin a voice at the Capitol. Harbridge calling himself pro-life, pro-law enforcement, and pro-small government.
We need to get government out of people's lives. You know, we don't need to have all these government-created crises that they always create and they always have problems with. We need to stop that.
Each candidate vying for voter support before the August primaries. In Cable, Cara Kopp, Northern News Now.
And whichever candidate wins the primary will go head-to-head against uncontested Democratic candidate Jeanne Bruce. Now,